Yo, welcome in everybody. It's week 1 of the ATBA. We are here finally with a battle, with an actual Wi-Fi battle. Um, we are taking off, are starting the season off against Wrath. Who has a great team, and you'll catch it here in a second. But they have a pretty solid team that we have a lot to think about. A lot was thought about. um, but yeah, this week's been weird. I thought about changing up some teams. Some of the team, I decided to keep it the way it is. It is going to be a tough matchup, like I said, because the Ras team got a lot of stuff that I don't deal with very well. Um, it's going to be a tough matchup. But we're going to start off this team builder with Darkrai. It is naive nature. We're gonna bring a naive nature that is plus speed and minus special defense. It is bad dreams as it has to be, and it's gonna be an expert belt. And just because we want to get as much damage off as possible always when it comes to Enamorous, Tinglu, Metagross and stuff like that. So we want to get as much damage off as possible. Obviously, this thing can't really hit Tinglu. I don't know why I even said that. Um, but we do have some cool moves here. We got knockoff, obviously because I do expect Tinglu to be a switch in. So want to make sure that we get rid of its item. We do have Sludge Bomb for Enamorous because that is going to be the main threat to this thing, especially if it is Scarfed. If it is Scarfed, we are in a lot of trouble. But hopefully, if it comes down to it, we can Sludge Bomb and get out of the way. Enamorous will kill this thing no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. We have Dark Pulse just to make sure we're hitting Metagross as hard as possible. Or anything really that comes in as hard as possible. And we do have Charge Beam. Charge Beam is just for Vaporeon and Talonflame, and also it makes it to where, and Articuno if that happens to be the case. It also makes it to where it's really hard to switch in anything off on this. Because Dark Pulse and Sludge Bomb, if we get the boost with special attack, it will be a lot of damage incoming. This thing is basically speed tuned to outspeed Mousehold. So we do have 196 speed. That is plus nature, obviously. We got full investment in special attack and then 108 into HP just to try to live an extra hit from Metagross, Talonflame, and Brute Bonnet if it comes down to that. But yeah, next up we got Cinder. That's a terrible picture. Terrible. That's terrible. It is Jolly Nature. That's plus speed minus special attack. It is Libro. It is gonna be Choice Scarf this week. This is to ensure that I outspeed Enamorous if it is Scarfed, and even Talonflame if it is not Scarfed. So, and if it doesn't bring Gale Wings also, so there's gonna be that aspect to it. This thing is gonna have some. We went with a more diverse set, I do believe. So you have the U-turn, obviously that can get out of stuff. We do have to be careful because Talonflame can burn this thing if we do U-turn. So we can't rely solely on just U-turning. To pivot, we have to kind of predict. Hopefully not over predict. We obviously have the gunk shot for Enamorous, and Brute Bonnet if we can catch it before it Terras, because he does have Terra, Dark, Fairy, or Fire, and Poison on that thing, which is interesting. And obviously Pyro Ball hits everything that's not Vaporeon and Talonflame pretty nicely. The thing is, Tinglu can't switch into this, obviously, because gonna get hit pretty hard by it. And we also have Smackdown. This is solely for Talonflame. If he wants to switch in Talonflame to this thing, it's a pretty good switch to be honest, because he's gonna expecting a U-turn or a Pyro Ball into it, and Smackdown just obliterates it. So obviously Smackdown is only, well, it's also good for Enamorous too, but I do not see them switching in Enamorous. So that part is, it doesn't really matter for Enamorous, and plus we have Gunk Shot for Enamorous. If I really need to take the chance, I can Smackdown instead of Gunk Shot if I don't want to take the chance of I mean, I'm pretty sure Pyro Ball kills also, but yeah, we have some options there if we can chip down Enamorous enough. But yeah, and then we got him on top, Jolly Nature. This is to outspeed the Vaporeon, I do believe. Yeah, it's either Vaporeon or Brew Bonnet. I think it's a Vaporeon. Could be Vaporeon. If he has a little bit of investment into it. Obviously, we can't outspeed Toxicroak or a Raging Bolt, so that's not an option. But we do have in the Intimidate this week. The thing is that if he brings special Enamorous, we can waste his contrary boost on the Intimidate. And I hope he doesn't have physical moves to cover. Obviously, this will just be a switch to get that down and switch out of there. We're carrying leftovers for the extra healing. Not much to say about that. It was down between Assault Vest. I feel like Assault Vest wasn't really that great because nothing that really does special damage besides maybe Raging Bolt doesn't really, it's not gonna, I mean, this thing's not gonna be brought into that. So this thing does have Rock Slide. Excuse me. Does have Rock Slide, Close Combat, Bullet Punch, and Rapid Spin. Obviously, the Rock Slide is for Talon or Articuno. It also hits Enamorous. Close Combat hits pretty much everything. Hits Metagross neutral. Hits Tinglu, super effective. Mouse Hold, super effective. Brute Bonnet, if we can catch it before Tera's, super effective. So we got some options there. A Bullet Punch is solely for Enamorous. This thing does do a lot of damage to Enamorous. It doesn't kill, but it does do a lot. It also does a little bit to Articuno. But this is mostly for Enamorous. That's the only thing I can see having to use it for. Rapid Spin is obviously for to get rocks up, because I'm pretty sure Tinglu's gonna get rocks up at some point. So we do have to get rid of them. This is a perfect Pokemon to get rid of him because he has to predict them. He's probably gonna try to use Talonflame there to bait me there. To Rapid Spin in there and get burned. So we gotta watch out for that. But yeah, that's what this thing's gonna be used for. Up next we got Jirachi. This is gonna be a utility set. Not any attack investment. It is Serene Gray. Shuka Berry to make sure we can live. An Earth Power from Enamorous. It is Jolly Nature. I have special defense. It's supposed to be special attack. So, rip. But yeah, we got Jolly Nature. It is where I got it. I got 196 HP, 76 defense, 100 special defense, and 136 at speed to outspeed. I'm assuming what I would speed tune that to. It'll be the Articuno and Toxicroak. The thing is, we don't really have anything for Toxicroak, anyways, so that doesn't really matter. But this thing does have U-turn, Stealth Rock, Meteor Mash, and Wish. So like I said, we're not doing much to Toxicroak, anyways. It does do quite a bit to Articuno. If we can get some Meteor Mash boost, that'd be nice. But like I said, this thing is just to set up rocks, and I'll show the Wish Pass and the other stuff. So, that's the whole point of this set. to be honest. And this thing is just a pivot. We just gotta, again, we gotta make sure not to get burned by Talonflame. Up next, we got Toxapex, Careful Nature, which is plus special defense and minus special attack. Regenerator, it is a Rocky Helmet this week to make sure that meta growth takes damage, and that anytime Talonflame wants to pivot, this thing gives damage off. So, just to make sure that we're getting damage off on stuff that needs to be done to. Unfortunately, this thing does get bodied by Namorous, which kind of sucks. So there's that, but this thing is Toxic Spikes, Liquidation, Recover, Poison Jab, 244 HP, 120 Defense, and 144 Special Defense. This does allow me to live at least one Earth Power from a Namorous. That is Specs damage, obviously. So there's that. Poison Jab, I don't think kills anyway, so that's not a problem. But this thing is mostly to get up spikes and to just kind of be a nuisance anyways. Whittle down some stuff with the Rocky Helmet. And play with the Regenerator. Our last Pokemon here is going to be Rhyperior. That is going to be our Tera Pokemon. This thing will be Adamant Nature. That's plus attack, minus special attack. We're running the Lightning Rod set this week. I know, weird, right? We're running the Lightning Rod set this week. This is so that it can hold up against Raging Bolt and force it to use Dragon moves or whatever other moves it's got. But it can't use electric moves. So it will be Assault Vested. So no trickery this time around. No trickery this time around. But we are going to be Terra Blast, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Heavy Slam. Terra Blast will be Terra Grass. We did change this last second. It will be Terra Grass, not Terra Water. As originally we were going to do. But Terra Grass ensures that we can sort of take on an Amorous if we have to. That way we're just not bodied by Grass Knot. Since an Amorous doesn't get any good flying moves, especially, that is. So there's that, but, Terra Grass will take out, Vaporeon, and some other stuff depending on how, like Tinglu, won't be able to hang with it. This basically allows me to switch into Tinglu if we lose, Hitmontop. But yeah, this thing is solely just to put off damage, as much damage as possible with Earthquake and Rock Slide. Heavy Slam is to ensure that we kill the Enamorous. Enamorous must die. But we got 144 HP, 212 attack, 136 special defense. This is all we need to kill Enamorous is 212. Which is hopefully going to be the goal here. Yeah, that's our team, and you guys can catch the battle now. All right, you guys, due to my idiocy, you guys have to listen to postcom this week. Fortunately, Mike was muted the whole time, so there's that. But yeah, we're facing off against Raz this week. He brought pretty much exactly what we thought he was going to bring. He brings the Enamorous, the Raging Bolt, the Tinglu, Talonflame, Vaporeon, and the Mushroom. Already we know that the fastest thing on the field is going to be me with Sartan with the Choice Scarf Cinderace. The thing is that he can outspeed with Choice Scarf Talonflame, obviously, but we know that most likely he won't. He won't be Choice Scarf because he needs too much utility on it. And getting the Talonflame gone is a huge plus to my team. But anyways, we're gonna lead Sartan here. And the thing is that we can do whatever we want here, right? Um, this battle did have a DC in it, so I'm gonna exclude part of the first video for y'all. Originally, this first turn was a different turn, but we decided to make it to try to recreate. We can just do it this way. Well, I should say Rast advised me to do that. But yeah, just so that we don't have to worry about, you know, not being able to recreate what happened. So on this first turn, we're gonna you're gonna watch me double out, or you're gonna watch me switch out. But we actually U-turned here. We did not get burned, thankfully. But we're gonna go on to Rhyperior. Rhyperior is always the move. Because he switches in Talonflame, obviously. Right here, we do have a choice. We can either switch out, or we can just go ahead and Rock Slide. Obviously, I'll Rock Slide here. He Willows. Burns me. Obviously, that sucks. It's pretty much a big thing for the rest of the match here. And he rocks. I Rock Slide. I still kill the Talonflame. This does say critical hit, but this doesn't matter. This Pokemon's dead either way. And I think he's gonna bring in the Vaporeon here. I think he brings in the Vaporeon here. Yes, they bring in the Vaporeon here. So we do have a choice. We want to scout out what this thing has, so we're just gonna Terra Blast. With grass. You can see me looking at the screen. I'm trying to recreate. We're trying to recreate the battle here, so I'm trying to make sure I got the moves right. But yeah, we're trying to do as much damage as we possibly can. He wishes, which is kind of unfortunate for us because it means that he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He can stay in if he wanted to. It kind of forces me out a little bit because I cannot. Like even if I Terra Blast his next turn, I still have to. You know, take. He's still gonna be a full no matter what, so it doesn't matter. He switches out. He goes into Tinglu, which is a little bit annoying since we switch out and we go into Darkrai. We go into Revis here, and Revis is not a big fan of Tinglu. It pretty much shuts down anything it wants to do. We can't really take an Earthquake on this, so we're forced to switch in McLeon, which is a bit annoying because we're trying to minimize the damage on this thing because we need it. We need this thing for the Tinglu. I did think about this turn for a little bit, but I feel like the best thing to do here is to attack what's in front of me. He could have switched in Enamorus, which would have been a problem for us here. I decided to just go ahead and close combat, which is a big thing. Just to get off as much damage as possible. He's gonna switch out, which is a good move. He switches into Vaporeon, and it's here that we find out that this thing does have a Rocky Helmet. The thing is, I could have killed this thing. But I didn't want to take the extra damage from Rocky Helmet, because then it puts me into range of pretty much anything, anything that he wanted to do, which is kind of unfortunate. So we had to kind of protect Hitmontop here, just to make sure we didn't get, you know, screwed over. So I switch in to Toxapex, which this is actually a pretty huge turn in the game. So he wishes, which is, you know, he's low, he's got to wish, he's got to do something. I just go for Toxic Spikes. I feel like Toxic Spikes is a safe play. We got rid of the Talonflame. He can't get rid of Toxic Spikes anymore. He doesn't have anything to get rid of Toxic Spikes. He didn't bring Toxicroak, so that didn't matter. So we get Toxic Spikes. Unfortunately, we only get one layer before he roars me out. And obviously you'll see Hitmontop come out here. I could have killed here again. I could have killed. This is part. You know, no, we couldn't have killed because he wished. I forgot. Yes, he wishes. He wished the turn before. I forgot. But the best play here is to switch out. Well, part of the agreement is that we just switch out into the Pokemon, because originally when we first recreated this, it roared me out into something else. I do believe it was the it was the Jirachi. He's doubled into Enamorus. Enamorus comes out here. Obviously, Enamorus has pretty crazy moves. It can hit me with Earth Power, Mystical Fire if it wanted to. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna risk it, and we're gonna put up Stealth Rocks, which again is a huge play in the game. Because this play mattered a lot. And this is a big play. He brings in Raging Bolt, which isn't great for me. He can set up now. He's pretty much free to set up, unfortunately. The best play for me is to just get out. Just get out of here into whatever I can. So I'm gonna U-turn out. I'm gonna U-turn out. The damage mattered. I do believe the damage mattered here. But you can see the stress on my face that it looks like I'm about to lose here. Unfortunately, if he sets up, which would be a huge problem for me. We do go into Rhyperior here. Rhyperior, we think can live a hit. We're not 100% sure if it does. Calm Minds, that's bad, right? So he's +1. He can Draco Meteor me. I'm pretty sure if he Dracos and hits, it's over. And we're going to have a really hard time coming back in this game. Poison damage still mattered, though. That's what matters. So we're at what, like 82%? Something like that, 80, 83, 84. The Draco Meteors, we are Salt Vested and we live this. So we're Salt Vested and we live it, right? So that's great. So now we know he's -1, which is great for us. We do get the crit on this. I'm pretty sure that crit mattered. But we did take it out, and that was a huge relief to me because now we didn't have to... We get to burn a turn of whatever comes in here. So if he brings in Vaporeon, we get to Tera Blast here for free. If he does, because he's most likely going to Wish. So we're just going to play it as it is. He brings in Tinglu. We have two options here. He's either going to set up Spikes or Stealth Rock, or he's going to go ahead and kill us. So, and if he doesn't kill us, we're gonna die to burn on the next turn anyways. So the best play for me is probably to stay in and let this thing die and just Terra Blast it. You can tell I'm thinking about this a lot. Because if we Terra Blast, we get off as much damage as we can, which wasn't a whole bunch. He puts up Spikes. That's great for us. Because now we get to bring in, after this turn, we get to bring in Hitmontop and just get rid of them. Because again, he has nothing to get rid of them. He has nothing to get rid of Spikes. I mean, nothing to block me from getting rid of Hazards, that is. So he's gonna, I'm gonna die here, unfortunately. We go down. And, so we're gonna die. We're gonna bring in Hitmontop immediately. Hitmontop comes out. And now he's either gonna be forced to switch out into something else, or take damage, or risk me close combating him. He's also -1 because obviously the Intimidate. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna Rapid Spin here. Get rid of the rocks. Safe play. He brings in Enamorus. Enamorus is a little bit annoying. We figured out that he's not heavy duty boots, so that's good. That's a good thing. It's great. He does have the cute charm, which is kind of annoying. Which, you know, doesn't matter because I wasn't going to stay in anyways. I'm going to switch out into my safe play, which is Warfield. I'm going to bring in Warfield. He's going to use Psychic, or he's going to use Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast, whatever it is. So I don't think Anemoris has any fighting moves that are special, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we're gonna switch out. We're gonna go into Toxapex. Obviously, you can see that. We are going to take a move from Anemoris. It is a Psychic. Psychic does a good amount. I'm pretty sure we can live another one if we wanted to, but we don't. We don't want to. We don't want to do that. We want to switch out. Oh, we want to keep the pressure on him as good as possible. We're gonna think at this point we think he's Scarfed. Okay, at this point we do think that he's Scarfed because we've only seen him use one move at a time. So we think he's Scarfed at this point, which we know is a good thing. We know that Scarf is good because we outspeed with Cinderace, so that's great. And he brings in this dirty little mushroom here. And now we're on watch for... Now we're on the Spore watch because we don't know what he's gonna Spore. He could have, you know, Spore anytime. So we don't want Jirachi falling asleep. We can't have that. We can't risk it falling asleep because we need it for the Anemoris. This thing does take out Anemoris no matter what. So yeah, we get this thing off. Brute Bond. That's this thing. Stupid. Brute Bond. So we're just gonna U-turn out. It is Terrifier, which is kind of annoying for us. Because now we cannot deal with it with Hitmontop, which is kind of annoying. And we know we have Sleep Fodder here. We could just have Warfield fall asleep, no problem. And I'm gonna switch out into Hitmontop because I feel like that's the best move here. We bring it in, we get it, we lower its attack, and we get to kind of scout what it wants to do here. And I do believe, yeah, he synthesizes here, which is kind of annoying because now we know what kind of set it is. More than likely, he's gonna have Terra Blast, and probably Sucker Punch. Or he also could be, you know, like a setup set with Synthesis, which would be annoying. Our play is to just attack what's in front of us, so we do Rock Slide here, I do believe. Yeah, we Rock Slide here. We're hoping for a switch out into Anemoris. That'd be best case. Obviously, we know that's probably not going to happen. He's probably going to go into like Vaporeon or something. Which he does. He goes into Vaporeon, which we know is good. We know that this is a good thing. So he's gonna take the rocks, and he's poisoned now. Rock Slide, that does a good amount of damage. We know that he's not leftovers, which is a little bit surprising. At least I don't think he was leftovers. Was he leftovers? He's not leftovers, no. So we're just free to close combat here. That puts it down real low. I wasn't sure if the poison was gonna take it out or not. He wishes, and he dies to poison. So Toxapex gets a poison kill, which is great. which is great. Now we gotta wonder what he's gonna come into, right? So if he comes into a Namorous, I know for sure I'm just gonna click Bullet Punch, right? I thought we think he's in range of a Bullet Punch. We don't know his full set. But we think he's in range of a Bullet Punch. So we're just clicking Bullet Punch. We're not thinking about it. He could Moonblast. He could Psychic, Mystical Fire. He could do a lot of things here, unfortunately. And we have to risk it for the Bullet Punch. We think we have enough. We do not have enough for the Bullet Punch, which is unfortunate, which means he had to have been carrying some sort of investment, I do believe. And then he gets the Wish, so now we're forced to switch out here. We cannot stay in no more. We really just don't have a choice. So we switch out. We go into our answer to this, which is Toxapex. We can't risk anything on Revis or Sertan or Law. We just can't risk them getting any sort of damage on them. And of course we are asleep, which is bad. Being asleep is bad. So he Mystical Fires, that's great for us. We know that he cannot... At this point, this is how I know he's Scarfed, because he doesn't hit me with a Psychic here. He switches out into Tinglu, I do believe. Yeah, he switches out into Tinglu. At this point, we're just hoping we wake up. If we wake up, that's great. We do not wake up, obviously. Now we know we could probably live an Earthquake here. But we just cannot risk any sort of shenanigans happening with this, so we have to switch out. We can't stay in. We do have him on top. They can come in, lower its attack, and do its thing. So we got that. That comes in. Clicks Earthquake. I do believe this kills us. It does. The Hitmontop goes down, which is a little bit of a shame because now we're forced to go a little bit more into Cinderace to rely on to handle this, or to handle anything. Now we're relying on our speed to win us this game. So, like I said, we know at this point that we're the fastest thing on the field, no matter what. So, unfortunately, all of my moves are except for U-turn, are weak to ground, which kind of sucks. But this thing doesn't do enough. It does not enough, which is kind of unfortunate. And now Warfield comes in. Pretty sure we're taking an EQ here. Could be wrong. Yep. Take an EQ. This is -1. Does about half. We're pretty sure we can live another one. But it doesn't matter because the Tinglu goes down. The Tinglu goes down there. And we are A-okay to... We know that now we don't really have to worry about anything ground type, which is good because a lot of our team that's left has ground weakness. So that's good. That's really good. And so now we just need to hope that this thing wakes up, that Toxapex wakes up. And of course he's gonna bring in Enamorous. I think trying to force a switch here, most likely. But like I really can't switch out into anything. And I'm pretty much forced to stay in. And he tries to double. He tries to get me to double, which is good for us because now we have a chance of waking up here. If we wake up, it's huge. We get a big liquidation off. We did wake up. I was worried I clicked the wrong move there for a second because it's like, man, I should have poison jabbed, but luckily I did not. We're like, well, he has to pretty much he has to heal here. He cannot put me to sleep first. So he synthesis up. It's a little bit unfortunate. He's gonna get all the way back up to 3/4. We're knocking down to half. So at this point, he's got a choice. He's either got to put me to sleep or synthesis again. I think the best play here, obviously, is to just keep the pressure on and keep liquidation in. Because we know that he has to, at this point, he has to win the heal off, right? He uses Spore, which is great for us. Means he's gonna be weak. And at this point, I'm okay. I think at this point we're like, okay. I think we can switch out. We can get some health back on Toxapex. Go on to Revis. He's probably gotta have to heal here. But then I'm thinking he might not have any move to hit me with outside of Tera Blast. Tera Blast does a good amount. It is a crit, which does. It may not matter for this specific turn because he does go down, or he does put himself into range of going down. He might have thought he had another turn left of just sit there. He might have thought I was just gonna sit there. So at this point, we know that we're pretty much good. There's, we think that the Enamoris' Choice Scarf. So he's pretty much stuck into a move. I very well could have stayed in. I mean, switched out here and preserved. But I felt like the best move here was to just get the dub, get out of here. If he does Moonblast and he is faster than us, then we know he's Scarf. For sure. Which is good for us if he is Scarfed. If he's Scarfed, we basically win the game. So he does Moonblast, which means, okay, he's faster than me and he Moonblasts, and so that definitely means that Scarf. So we know that, hey, all we gotta do is hit a Meteor Mash and the game's over. That's all we gotta do is hit a Meteor Mash, game's over. I thought about going into Cinder there, but I didn't. Because, Moonblast is taken better by Jirachi. We use Meteor Mash and we miss. We missed the Meteor Mash, guys. If that was an Earth Power, we would have been screwed. But he Moonblast again. It's a Scarf, we're assuming. And this thing goes down. And we get the dub. Week 1, we get the dub. GG's to Ras. We did have a, like I said, we did have a DC, which I know throws everybody off. We worked through it, and it was a good game. It was really enjoyable. We were really hyped, really nervous for this game, but we got it done. And yeah, so we're on to next week. We face off against our old good buddy Asterix. Did put us out of the playoffs last season, so we're hoping to get them back. Hopefully I can come up with some cool sets to kind of throw them off again, hopefully. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video, which will be next week. So catch you guys later.